Welcome back to my channel. What I'm going to do for you tonight is show you my making of a minestrone soup. It's my first attempt, so I'm learning as I go along, and I hope to be able to elucidate how to make a minestrone soup for you. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Also, hit the notification button and give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. First step is going to make a veggie stock using veggies that I've accumulated over the course of several weeks, pieces of veggies that I was cutting up to use in other recipes that I saved the ends and things for in a veggie stock. I'm going to put these in a pot of about 4 cups of water, and I'm going to add salt and pepper and probably a bay leaf, yes, a bay leaf, and some basil, and I will let that soak and heat at a simmer for about an hour. Then I will strain it, and I will have veggie stock to make the minestrone soup with. I use 6 cups of water, and I have the heat underneath the pot, and I will add seasoning. And these are the ingredients that were left over from like when I made another kind of a soup and I was cutting up some vegetables, things like that. I did use filtered water in this stock base. Most of my cooking these days I'm doing with filtered water because we have very hard water in our area and it does not taste good. Once I make the veggie stock, I'm going to add Hunt's diced tomatoes with garlic and basil and oregano already added to them. Cannellini beans, 1 jar, because I have to have a fairly low fiber diet, and that's all the beans I'm going to put in a 15-ounce can. Going to add some carrots from the grocery store. I got these free in a special at the grocery store. Going to add some previously cut up onions. I'm going to show you, I will show you how I'm making them in the beginning. I'm going to saute them for a while so that they can get translucent and get cooked. Then I'm going to add 1 potato, which is all that I have left. I obviously haven't peeled it or gotten rid of the teeth on it. But so these are some of the ingredients I'm going to have in the lentil soup. I'll probably add a small dose of some pasta too. Going to add 2 cups of farfalle pasta, not necessarily what's recommended for minestrone soup. It's usually a little round nodule of a pasta. I don't even know what it's called, but I'm going to use this because I had it open and already available. I will also add this organic fresh spinach purchased at a health food store, and use the last of the spinach that I have in stock and add that to the minestrone soup. I had said lentil soup, but at one point, but I mean minestrone soup. It is minestrone. Pouring the pasta and the pasta water into the pan that I will be using for the soup. Draining the pasta, pouring it over into the soup, and then I will be, when my bean broth or veggie broth is done, I will be using this as a sieve to strain out the pieces of veggies that I use to make the broth, and I will add that to the water. The pasta is done about al dente, so it can cook the rest of the way while it is in the pot of soup cooking. My veggie broth is done. So I strained the vegetables out of those. I will throw that away. And my stock now for the soup is here. And I will be adding the rest of the ingredients to that and cooking it shortly. But in the meantime, I'm going to add some olive oil. And I also need to get some garlic. Onions are now in olive oil and garlic. Going to add some salt to them and stir them for a little while longer. I've added the carrots and the potatoes and the tomatoes to the onions that were cooked in the olive oil and garlic, and added a little bit of the reserved vegetable stock. And I am letting these cook for a little while to soften up before I add the other items, the pasta, the beans, and the rest of the stock. After the veggies cooked for about 10 minutes, I added the pasta, the spinach, the cannellini beans, and all the broth. So this is a little variation on a lentil soup, on a minestrone soup. I keep wanting to call it a lentil soup, on a minestrone soup. Not exactly traditional, but I'm going to taste it in a little bit and see how it tastes and what spices I may need to add to it to improve the taste. But this is, it'll be done in about 10 or 15 minutes probably. This is my first foray into making minestrone soup, and I think it came out pretty good. It tastes good. It doesn't need spices added. I used basil, oregano was in with the tomatoes, garlic, salt, pepper, bay leaves in the veggie broth, and I used vegetable broth, and I also used the pasta broth to make the stock that this minestrone is in. And I had a variety of vegetables that were kind of like leftover day, so to speak, from my refrigerator, with things that I had in stock that I wanted to use. So it's bubbly and it's warm, and I need to going to freeze some of it because we won't eat it all in the next couple of days. It's a really big pot, as you can see, so I will freeze some of it.